Once you're done planning your shots and shooting them, now it's the time to put them all together. So we're going to explore the basics of editing using iMovie, Wondershare, Filmora, and Canva. We've chosen these video editing tools since unlike Adobe Premiere Pro, which is the standard in video editing for creatives, these software don't require much memory and storage in your PC, which not all of us can afford.
Yeah, I mean, since most of us here in this workshop are students, I don't think we can all have access to Adobe Premiere Pro. So that's why we're gonna stick with the free versions for this workshop. Okay, so let's start off with Canva. Since most of are familiar with this platform, Canva is an open source application designed for, well, designing almost everything from photos to posters to slides, and now we can even design videos. So we can use Canva on most, if not all of our videos, but we use it a lot for title cards and filler texts, and well, a lot of designs. So yeah.
Okay, next is Wondershare Filmora. It is an innovative drag and drop video editor with a wide array of pre-made templates. It is perfect for beginners because of its user-friendly UI. But how do we edit using Wondershare? Alright, so here's how we edit in Filmora. So in this tutorial, we're going to create a basic introduction starting from a template, built-in template in Filmora. So for this one, let's go to the new concept. These are the newly added templates to the latest versions of Filmora. So let's select an opener. So for this project, I would like to use this one. New opener 18. So most of the people use the templates on their own, but what I do is I start with this and then I customize it to make it unique. So I would like to make this big to transform this, so it would be like that. Just I would like to add my picture here at the side. So to do that, I'm just going to transform this. Once you're satisfied with the layout, you can now proceed to edit the text. Okay, so now let's edit the text. Just double click the new opener and then click advanced. Okay, let's see how that looks like. So for this project, I only need 2 lines. So I'm gonna delete probably this your text here. I'm gonna change the font to match the type of aesthetic that I wanna go for. So for this, I would like to add, I'd like to change it to Winkle Regular. So right there. Because I want this title to be playful and suitable for younger audience. So let's change the text itself. Oops. Right there. One of the good things about Filmora when you edit text is that all of these font that you downloaded into your system will automatically reflect here. So for example, this one, Winkle Regular, I downloaded it from the internet, but still I am able to use it here in Filmora. So if you do have a specific typography in mind, that feature will come handy into your future videos. Okay, so we could fill the text with a solid color by choosing text fill or by with a gradient or with an image. So for this project, I would like to fill it with the color that will match the color of this cyan cerulean blue green hue. I really don't know what to call it specifically. So to do that, I would go to colors, click more, and then I'm going to activate the color picker of my desktop. Okay. So there, and I'm gonna click there. I'm gonna copy the hex code and paste it here. There. And I'm going to add that into the custom color so I could save it for future use. Okay. So you might tell me, why don't you just use the pick screen color feature? Well, it's not as accurate as the color picker of Microsoft, so I will just leave it there. All right, click escape. Okay, and there. And I would also like to add some effects.
This is for you.
Maybe that one. And I would also like to add a border. So let's make it thinner, I guess. There. And then I would like to add some shadows as well. So to do that, just check that box and then you could choose the direction of your shadow and the type of shadow. For the color of the shadow, I would like it to match this pink-red color right here. So we're going to do the same thing that we did a while ago. So activate the color picker, then copy and then paste it here. Also click that first. Don't forget to click that first so you can add it as a custom color. Okay, and change the direction of this one. There. And let's move on to the next line. So for this, I would like the font to be love. There. And I'm gonna type my name here. No, I don't want it to be all caps. There. Then let's change the fill color as well. Let's add the border. Then let's add a shadow to add depth into the design. Right there. I will just click this and place it wherever I want it to appear. Guess we're good with that. Okay, I guess we're good with that. So let's preview. Yeah, that's nice. Let's click OK. And then now it's time to add the photo. Okay, so let's import that photo. There. So I edited this photo in Canva. Let's put it there at the side. But I guess we need more negative space at this side, so let's adjust the opener once again. Let's make it bigger. Right there. Then let's move the text as well so it would align accordingly, reflecting the changes we did. Okay, so once you're satisfied with the alignment, we can now add animations to this photo to make it pop. So to do that, double click the photo and then go to animation properties. And then I would like it to zoom in first. So it would appear like that. And you know what, guys? You could also do basic animation in Filmora by adding keyframes. So what I want to happen is I want my picture to move left and right. Like it's gonna wiggle a bit to the left and to the right. I don't know if you get me, guys. But I'm gonna show you how. So double click that. Okay, and then go to under animation, go to customize, and then add a keyframe. And we're gonna rotate it a bit, like so. And then move the playhead a little bit. And then move it again, like that. Then add more keyframes. Let's just copy the angle of this one slowly. Oh, that was 409. So it would be uniform. Copy right there. Let's add another keyframe. Double click, then add. And then copy the angle of this. Okay. And then another one. Another one. Get it 409. What was just 4.09, not negative. Okay, and then for the last frame, we want it to be back to its original position. We double click that, then add another keyframe, and then change the value to 0. There. So let's check that out. Okay, that looks good. So you could add more pizzazz to your video by exploring the effects. Like if you want to add like bokeh blurs. Like if you want to add some filters and overlays, like you want to go for the glitch effect, you could do that in Filmora. Oops. I'm supposed to put it at the top. If you wish to add an effect, you should put it at the top. There. You could also customize this. Okay, but I don't want that for my project. So guys, you should just explore the filters and overlays here, and also the elements that come with the packs that you're going to download from Filmstock. If you wish to expand your library of templates, you could actually go to Filmstock and download additional packs on there to step up your editing game. I'm already good with what we have so far, so let's just go to audio and add a music. But in my case, I have a song in mind, so I would just export that in Filmora and then put it there. And then yes, I gotta build my Frankenstein. Okay, so that's it, guys. That's how you can make like a basic intro in Filmora. So to summarize, you could start with an opener that comes with Filmora itself, and then you could customize the text and then just make the colors cohesive with the colors of the template. And then there you have it. In Filmora, you could also do basic color grading. Assuming that you shoot your shots in raw or neutral colors, we will bring back those colors to life in post-production through color grading. So let's start with importing the video clips that we're going to color grade. There are two ways to color grade your clip in Filmora. You could either choose color correction or color match. Let us first go into color correction. You could either use a preset offered by Filmora, or you could manually adjust the values yourself. You could use both. But most importantly, you could also load LUTs here in Filmora to make your life easier. So here you could upload your own LUT. So what are LUTs? So LUT is an abbreviation for lookup table. These are professional grade color grading profiles used by colorists, filmmakers, and editors. Think of them as formal filters for cinematography. So there are many sites from which you can download these LUTs. I personally start with looking up for downloadables on YouTube, so I would have an idea how the LUT might look on my video. So if none of these filters, presets, and LUTs suit your taste, you could proceed with manually adjusting the values into your liking. So I want this for this project. I want it to be a little bit warm. I could adjust the exposure, the brightness, the contrast. So if you want to compare what difference color correction makes into your clip, you could toggle this eye icon right here. Or you could use this comparison of before and after. And you could also manually adjust the individual colors. Yeah, I guess I'm good with that. But first, you need to ask yourself, what is the mood and ambience that I want my audience to feel through my video? You know, the colors are crucial in video editing, especially in filmmaking and cinematography, since they affect the mood and emotions of the viewers. So there are color palettes recommended to evoke a specific mood, like for example, red for intimacy and romance. This is why there are actually professionals specifically hired for this job. Like what I mentioned a while ago, there are two ways to color grade a footage in Filmora. So you could also use the color match feature. And for example, I want the colors of this particular frame to match this clip. So we're gonna use, for that, I could simply click match. And it would do the work for us. But then it's not 100% accurate, so I would still have to adjust the values manually and use my eyes to lessen the discrepancy of the colors from the first clip to the second one. So let's turn off the brightness and the exposure and the vibrance and saturation. So that's it. That is basically how you color grade and match the colors in all clips in Filmora. So we're gonna save this project because later we're gonna use it for another tutorial. Okay, next is synchronization. If you want to make your video sound more professional, you should have an external microphone attached to your camera, or you should have a separate audio recording as you shoot your video. This is where video and audio synchronization comes to play. So, this is my video, and this is the voiceover, or rather the recorded audio from my phone when I was recording this video. The first thing you have to do is to detach the audio from the original and then approximate the placement of your recorded audio on the timeline relative to the detached audio by inspecting closely the waveforms of the two. Waveforms are the patterns of these patterns of ups and downs. So align these two waveforms as accurately as possible. So you might need to cut and extend the audio file a lot of times to get them perfectly aligned. It takes really a huge trial and error to get this right. You just need to be patient. Patience is a must. So how would you know if you've already synchronized the audio file to the video? So you really need to have a good set of acoustics to do this. If you hear no more echoes or feedback as you play back the video, that means it's already synchronized. If you still hear them, it means that the audio recording is delayed or advanced, and you still need to make an effort to align them together so they would be synchronized.
Hi, this is Mickey Angel T. Cortez, a sophomore student at the University of the Philippines Open University under the Bachelor of Arts in Multimedia Studies.
Okay, once you're good with your project, you can just export it and create video. So that's it for synchronizing your audio to your video. So additional tip is that if the volume is too loud or too low for you, then you can make volume adjustments to the audio by double clicking your audio file and then adjust the volume slider like so. Adjusting volume is a must when you have a voiceover track and a sound bed in one editing timeline. You gotta always ensure that the sound bed is not louder than the voiceover or narration because it ruins the viewing experience when the viewers do not really understand what the subject is saying. Also, you gotta make sure that it is not too loud. So what is the ideal sound range for your video? The audio, the highest bar or the peaks of your audio should not reach 0 decibels, be around -6 and 0 decibels. But here's a guideline that is easier to remember. As long as you don't see the bar turning red, you're good. Otherwise, the audio will sound cracked and it will not be pleasing to the ears because it's too loud. So in this project, I can see a little bit of red. So let's adjust it a little bit more.
Open University under the Bachelor of Arts in Multimedia Studies program or BAMS.
Okay, that one sounds better. Should just be
As we call
around
it. I have
0
a
to 6
question for
decibel.
everyone.
And that's basically it for volume adjustments and audio and video synchronization. In the next tutorial, I will introduce the concept of J-cut and L-cut. And most probably, you've already encountered these in a film or YouTube video, but you just failed to notice. The J-cut is when the audio from the next scene plays a few moments in advance before its accompanying video does. It's called a J-cut because of the shape it forms on the timeline. And it's really easy to do in Filmora. So now let's do a J-cut. What we're gonna do is after importing the files you need at least 2 clips for this. Place the videos on your timeline and then attach the audio of the second video. Attach the audio. So this should come first. Attach the audio and then we're going to extend the audio track to So make sure that you only have the audio track selected, and then we're going to extend it a bit here. Move that. And there you have it. You already have a J cut. And the L cut, on the other hand, is the opposite of that. The audio from clip A extends into the visuals of clip B, even after the visuals of clip A had already played. So here are additional do's and don'ts that I would suggest if you edit in Filmora. First is use the beat detection feature. Okay, for example, this is the music you're going to use for your project, and you want it to be like the transitions will be synchronized to the highest beats. So to do that, right click the sound, right click the music that you're going to use for your project, and then click beat detection. Then after that, drag it to your timeline. So as you can see, Filmora automatically identifies the beats, the significant beats of the soundtrack that you're going to use in your video. So you could use this as a marker for transitions or for your cuts. So make folders for your native clips, and then make a separate folder for your green screen overlays and audio clips, and don't mix them up in one folder just like what I did here. And there's actually a difference between a project media and a shared media. So a shared media is when you open Filmora, it's always going to be there, the shared media. But the project media is just the files that you uploaded under the project media folder is just going to appear in the specific project that you have, that you're working with, rather. Just like what I said a while ago, render all frames before exporting. This button right here, because sometimes when you play it back in real time, there are some latencies when you play it back without rendering the frames first. So do use minimal transitions across all clips. Okay, first, don't use unnecessary transition. Minimize your transitions and make sure to go for transitions that are minimalist. What do I mean by this? Is that Filmora has a great set of transitions, but I find some of them too fuzzy and nauseating when you use a lot of them a lot of times in the video. For example, the transitions under warp and speeders category. See this one? They are cool transitions, but when you try to use them into your project all at once, like for every clip, there's a specific blurry transition, and then there's like a warp transition right there, they tend to take away the spotlight from your visuals. Always remember that transitions just add value to your video. They're not supposed to take away the attention of the audience from the visuals and the story of your video. Don't mix elements from different packs altogether. I see a lot of Filmora users doing this. They mix and match the titles, openers, transitions, and lower thirds from different packs. So when you download a pack from Filmstock, the opener usually comes with its own set of title cards, its own lower thirds, and transitions, having the same aesthetic and principle of design. So make sure that you stick with one pack or two, only two, when editing your videos to make them look cohesive. So for demonstration, we use New Opener 18 for our project for the introduction video, right? So if you use New Opener 18, make sure that you would also use New Title 18 if there's like another chapter into your video, or lower thirds if you want to add a description to your video. And then let's look for a transition that will complement this pack or this template. Right here. So as you guys can see, the colors of these transitions match the color of our title of this template. So for when I use a transition between two clips or between two texts, I could use that. Another don't is turning the volume way too loud. So I already taught you guys how to manually adjust the volume levels of your video and normalize it within 0 to -6 decibels. And lastly, do not drag and drop more clips to other chats without locking the other layers to make sure that these clips are not going to move. Okay, so there's a lot that you can do in Palmara, so it will be impossible to tackle them all in this workshop. If you want to explore and take the advanced route, follow tutorials on the official sites of Filmora on YouTube and Daniel Patel.
Yeah, so there are a lot of it's a lot of information for all of our Wondershare users, but I do want to remind everybody that Filmora is also available on the iOS. So if you want to follow along Mickey's tutorials on an iOS platform, and if you prefer to use that over iMovie, yeah, it's pretty easy. You just download Filmora Wondershare on your device. So, yeah, now we will talk about video editing tips and tricks. But first, I want to talk about the green screen. So, we love ourselves some green screen, right, Mickey?
Yes, definitely. My fascination for green screens is actually what got me into video editing in the first place. Because they're not useful, they're not only useful for changing the backgrounds, but also for adding overlays and frames to the videos as well to spice it up. And green screens, they just bring out the magic and unleash the wonders of video editing. You know what, guys? Our favorite Hollywood films are actually bombarded with SFX that are special effects that are actually impossible without the green screen. But since not all screens used are green but sometimes blue, editing green screen videos is actually called chroma key in the realm of video editing and cinematography. And here's how we can do it in Filmora. Okay, so now we're finally gonna edit a green screen video in Filmora. So assuming that you already have a clip taken against a green screen, import this file in Filmora. And for my project, I'm going to use I want it to be a meme. So this scene is the screaming Moana from Wreck-It Ralph, the movie. So I'd like to make a meme out of that clip. So I'm gonna drag that into my timeline, and then I'm going to add this. I'm going to add this throwback photo of me. So what I want to happen, I want this throwback photo of me to appear inside this tablet that she's holding. So to do that, put it here at the first video track so that this would appear at the top. This green screen video would appear at the top. So I'm gonna double click this, and then under video, scroll down until you find chroma key. Then when you found that, click check, and it will automatically select green. I think I'm fine with that, but you could adjust the offset, tolerance, edge thickness, and feather if you want to refine the edges. We're gonna have to edit the orientation of this photo. So to do that, lock this layer and then rotate it so it matches the orientation of Moana's tablet. Okay, right there. And that's basically it. That's how you edit green screen videos in Filmora. Okay, so as you guys have seen, editing a green screen on Filmora is not that hard. What actually matters more in green screen is shooting it properly. So here are some tips and reminders in shooting green screen videos. First, make sure that no part of the subject is also green. Like for example, there is no clothing or accessories of the subject, which is also green. Otherwise, it will camouflage with the background when you remove it. Second is make sure that the solid green background that you're going to use is not a reflective material. A reflective surface renders different shades of green in the video. So it will not look pleasant when you remove it in Filmora since the color picker only recognizes one hue or one particular shade of green. And third is you gotta make sure that all regions in the subject of the subjects are inside the green screen area. Because if you're going to take a video against a green screen background and some parts of your fingers exceed the background's parameter, that should be cut in the video, or else the background will be inconsistent. Fourth, if you want to DIY your green screen background at home, the advisable material is a soft or hard felt cloth. So, felt cloth, it has a solid feel, like a soft foam rather than a cloth. Plus, you can iron out the wrinkles and the material doesn't reflect light.
Yeah, so those are really important tips when it comes to using green screen. And I'm kind of guilty in the first part because I have done that quite a couple of times because um, I use my blue hoodie a lot and I don't notice it until I have to use a green screen. So it's like my head's just floating on the video, but whatever. So now using iMovie, here's what we're going to do. We're going to use the same material from Mickey, and we will use these settings. So here we are on iMovie. We're going to try the green screen method. First, we have these two clips right here. So we will drag this first clip right here at the bottom. Make sure this is set to fit, and then we're going to drag this right at the top. Next, we're going to click this cutaway button, select green screen to blue screen, and that will perfectly blend together. Now, let's try and play the video. And that is how we do a green screen on iMovie. Okay, so next up on the list is cloning. Cloning is a really fun trick to use, and I have a few short experiments with cloning. And so here's one of those shorts that we are going to edit on iMovie. Okay, so here we are on iMovie. We have two videos here, one and two, that we're gonna put together. Let's drag this one right at the bottom here. Okay, let's see if that plays well. All right, then we're gonna drag this right on top of here. What we are going to do here is we're going to select this button right here. Okay, and then press the cutaway. And what you want to do here is we either set this to green screen or blue screen or picture in picture. Here, the green screen should be the best option. So like that, we can move over here. And then we're going to split clip. And basically, what we're going to do here is we can set this to fall right over here, just to blend in the colors. Okay, then let's see. Now let's try and play that video right from the very start. So there are a few things that we need to establish if you want to use the cloning method in your own video. First is we need to make sure all compositions remain identical, from the lighting to the shadows to the camera movement, and the most important part of all, the setting. So, hey Enzo, can you come in here and help me explain how to properly use the cloning method? Okay, so the best thing that I use is a tripod. This would help you keep the whole video in frame, and it pretty much makes this and this possible.
So if you keep the camera in place, it's going to make your cloning method that much easier. And it also helps if you film the videos consecutively if you're using natural lighting. But as you can see today, or well, tonight, we're filming this at night because it makes the lighting that much easier to manage. So, does that help?
So, thanks. Thanks,
Very
man.
Yeah,
So,
right. Thanks.
there you have it. That's basically every single thing that you need to keep in mind if you want to use a cloning method in your own video. So,
And here's how you can edit a cloning video in Filmora. So let's import the files from L. Those clips are cool, by the way. Drag 2 clips into the timeline. Okay, and then keep the project settings. Then drag them all together side by side. I mean on top of one another, not side by side. My bad. Select this video at video track 3 and then go to effects. Then go to utility. Under utility, click image mask. So left click and then drag this here. Drag this into that video clip. And then double click to see the properties of the image mask. And then scroll down until you see video effects and make sure that you select this square shape right here. And then you could just move the X and Y axis. I will just place it right here with the edge of his elbow. And then to hide the line and blend it nicely, turn up the feather into 100. And then let's preview.
So the best thing that I use is a tripod. This
See, there we have it. That's how you do masking in Filmora. So to summarize that, go to Effects, Utility, and use the image masking feature. So shooting at a higher frames per second renders smoother quality slow motion videos. So the guideline is you need to shoot at least 60 frames per second. So making a slow-mo and fast-forward videos in Filmora is so easy. It just takes one button right here that you will see later. So making a slow-mo and fast-forward videos in Filmora is easy. So after exporting that and dragging that into the timeline, oh, sorry, it's supposed to be 60 frames per second. So let's drag that one again and let's match the media. Since, like what I said, higher FPS results to smoother slow motion videos. So once you exported that, click this button right here beside the advanced color tools and the crop icon. So double click that and then slow go for 0.25x and that's it. So you already have a slow motion video. So it includes the audio. So we're just gonna mute this because it's going to sound distorted. Or if you want to make it faster, want to increase the speed, just go to fast and make it 4 times. You can also specify your own values if you like. That's it. That's basically how you do slow motion in Filmora.
Next up, we have here an iMovie is the frames per second. We have one clip here that we're going to use to test out the slow motion and the time lapse. So what you want to do is drag this right here. See how that's going to play. This is its normal speed. So what you want to do is go to this icon right here at the top. Click that. Select this. First, we're going to try the slow motion. So let's click the slow motion. And there, you can see how much slower you can pick. Or another option here is we can right click the video. We can show speed editor. And then we can just drag this. The longer we drag, the slower the clip will be. Now, same goes for the time lapse. What you want to do is go back up here, select speed. We can go to fast. We can go to twice as fast, 4 times as fast, 8 times as fast, or 20 times as fast. Now that is how you use the frames per second icon on iMovie.
So editing in-camera transitions is easy. Shooting them is actually more crucial in determining how successful and natural your in-camera transition will be. So assuming that you already have good shots for your in-camera transition, let's edit them in Filmora. And now we're down to the last tutorial, editing in-camera transitions. So the Filmora project that we previously color graded. Okay, so as you guys can notice, the first clip ended with a quick whip to the right. So to create the illusion of this one continuous transition of flow of movement from one clip to another, the next clip should begin with a quick whip to the left and then focus on the subject. However, in real life, when you start the clip with a quick whip, the camera might struggle to focus on the subject after the swift movement. So in order to make sure that the end frame is a crystal clear shot of these flowers, I did the process in reverse. I focused on the flowers first and then I whipped to the left. So what we're gonna do now here in post-production is to reverse the second clip. So to do that, select the clip and then go to this icon right here and then click reverse. So that icon is the similar icon that we use for adjusting the speed for slow motion and fast forward. Okay, so after that, you just need to cut the last portions of clip A where the motion blur occurs and also on clip B where the motion blur is on the first part. I think this one is good. And there we have it. We have this nice in-camera transition made in Filmora.
Last but certainly not the least, here is a list of important keyboard shortcuts in iMovie.
And for a full list of keyboard shortcuts in Filmora, visit this site.
Okay, so that technically is the whole workshop for our video editing. But before we end that, we would like to share a few of the short films that we worked on. We wanted to showcase these videos, and hopefully you get to enjoy them as much as we enjoyed making them.
minsan, naiisip kita. Naiisip ko yung dating tayo. Mga ngiti mo, mga tawa mo, mga pinagsamahan nating dalawa. Ilan taon nang lumipas. Masaya ka na ba ngayon? Kasi ako hindi. Hindi pa.
Tensyonado, gulat din ako nung malaman na hindi lang pala ako yung nanghinayang nung nag-away tayo noon at natuluyan sa iyakan at tampo at sandali lang. Huwag ka munang magsalita, di ko hahayaan lahat ito ay mawala. Ang iniisip ko, kung pwede pa ba tayo? At miserable, paulit-ulit lang ang nangyayari. Paikot-ikot tayo parang bote. At nasanay ka na ba doon at nalimutan ang aking mga tanong at hindi malinaw? Pwede bang huwag kang sumigaw, di ko hahayaan lahat ito ay maligaw. Nagtatanong sa'yo, kung pwede pa ba tayo? At sandali lang, huwag ka munang magsalita, di ko hahayaan lahat ito ay mawala. At sandali lang, huwag ka munang magsalita, ba't ko hahayaan pati ikaw ay mawala? Nagtatanong sa'yo, kung pwede pa ba tayo? At hindi malinaw, pwede bang huwag kang
Uy, pinsan ko nga pala. Nagmamadali na kasi kami, kaya kailangan na talaga namin umalis.
Oh, sure. Ingat kayo. But wait. Take this with you.
Uy, Sunday with fries. Alam mong favorite ko pa rin to ah. Thank you.
Well, some things never change.
at hindi malinaw kung pwede
second video that you've seen is an interactive music video that I made for my videography class. So, although the story can stand alone in its own, you still have the freedom to choose one of the two post-credit scenes at the end, which would determine whether the couple would get back together or not.
So that's actually a really good concept for a music video. And I've never really encountered this type of music video. I mean, I've encountered interactive videos on Netflix, but not on a music video. So yeah, I really liked that short film. And yeah, there we have. Okay.
Kasi pa ba tayo? Okay. Wait, mag-comment lang ako na sinabi. So, just like what I said, guys, the story could be non-linear. So, it could be interactive, like what I did.
So there we have it. Mickey and I shared concepts and do's and don'ts. We also demonstrated some editing tutorials, and now we're putting the spotlight to you all. We've prepared a short activity which will require everyone to apply everything that you've learned in this workshop.
Okay, so guys, you can choose one from the following. It could be a 1-minute experimental or narrative video composed of only 3 shots. Or it could be a 1-minute video of any genre incorporating in-camera transitions. Or it could be a 1-minute video of any genre incorporating green screen concepts. Or if you want to go a little bit extra, you could have the combination of all. Like, for example, you could have a 1-minute experimental video with in-camera transitions, cloning, and green screen all at once.
Okay, so it sounds exciting, right? I believe everybody can do this in a few days, I think. Yeah. Just remember though, for those who do and will participate in this activity, their videos will get featured on the AA website that we're working on. So we're gonna send you guys a Google form right on the Zoom chat for your submission bin, and yeah, best of luck to you guys.
Yes, and good luck to all participants. I'm looking forward to all of your output.
I hope you guys learned a lot in this workshop, and once again, I am your resource speaker, L.
And they say that the best way to learn is to teach. So it's really been an honor to be invited to this event to speak about what I love to do. So this has been Mika G, and thanks to everyone.
Yeah, thank you, everyone.